Thanks for joining me today. We're in my bathroom, so that means we're talking beauty, and today specifically we're going to be talking about how I style my curly hair. I've had quite a few requests from people asking me about my hair, so I thought I would try to do it on camera for you. So I hope you'll enjoy this video, learn a little something that you may not have known before. But curly hair is certainly an adventure. And I really want to encourage you to embrace your curls. I know the last decade or so, straight hair and straighteners have been all the rage. But I got tired of that and decided to just embrace my curls. And I really think when you have curly hair, the best thing that you can do for the health of your hair and for your sanity is to just embrace your curls. Curly hair can be problematic and it can be difficult, but I think the key to enjoying your curls is finding the right products. And in order to do that, I think you need to figure out what type of curls you have, as far as, do you have thick, coarse hair, or do you have fine, curly hair? Do you have coils, or do you have waves? And there's been a lot of research recently on products that are geared toward the different styles of curls that you have. My hair is very fine, but I have a lot of it and it's pretty curly. Now, most of my curls are in the back of my head. The front tends to be a little bit lazy, so and it's drier back here. So I have tried all kinds of different products, but I'm going to share with you what I use, and these products would be good for the same kind of hair that I have, which is fine and curly. I don't really think I have coils. They've been described to me more as like S-waves or curls. In the back they are pretty tight, but they're a little looser in front. So if you have coarse curly hair, probably the products I'm going to talk about are not going to work very well for you. But some of the methods that I use would be applicable to any type of curly hair. So let's start with washing your hair. I do wash my hair almost daily. I know they say not to when you have curly hair, because curly hair is dry, but I use a lot of hairspray, especially in my hair, because it's fine and I want it to be full. So it just doesn't perform very well the next day, and I don't like that feeling. So I wash my hair every day. Plus I like for my head to feel clean. I know it's goofy, but that's just me. I like to feel clean. So I wash my hair daily. So it's really important with curly hair, since it is on the drier side, to make sure you're using a good hydrating shampoo. And there are a ton of them out there. You just have to experiment. And I change my products up. When I feel like my hair is getting tired of a certain product, I'll try something else. But always a hydrating shampoo. And I've used high end and I've used low end. And right now I'm using just drugstore, because this works for me. And I've used high end products that don't work as well as this one. And this is what I'm using right now, is the Dove Advanced Moisture shampoo and conditioner. They also have another one that's a repair therapy, I think it's called, and it's really good too. So I got these big bottles of this at Costco. They were like $15 a piece or so, so they were really cost effective. I like the Dove line. They smell really, the smell is what I really love, and it's really great. They do have, Dove does have a line specifically for curly hair that's called Quench, but that would be more for coarse curly hair. I've tried it and I'm not a huge fan of it, and I think it's because it's geared toward more coarse hair. So so that's the shampoo and conditioner I use. Always, always, always something hydrating. Okay, products. I always use a hair oil. Now you can try leave-in conditioners, you can try a smoothing cream if you want, but my favorite is this product right here, and it is the Argan Oil of Morocco Penetrating Oil. They have two. They have one for coarse curly hair, and then they also have the penetrating oil for all hair types. And because my hair is fine, I use the one for all hair types, and it works really well for me. I use about a quarter size amount in my hand, rub my hands together, and then run it through my hair. Works really, really great. Love this product. Leave-in conditioners are nice too, but the hair oil is my favorite. Okay, styling products. My favorite is a mousse, because they are lightweight and they add volume to your hair. But right now I'm finding, and I also like curling creams. Curling creams tend to help hold your curls, but they don't add a lot of volume. So I find using both of them together works really well. And right now I'm using the Colorproof line. They have the Curly Locks Color Protect Curling Mousse, and then they have the True Curl Defining Cream. And I use about a dime size, pea size of the cream, and about a golf ball size of the mousse. You can mix them together in your hand if you want. Typically I use the curling cream first, and then I go in with the mousse. The mousse is really nice. It gives you really nice soft curls, but it's not enough for me in the crown area. I need more help there. So I found using both of these together works great. Also, Kenra products are really great. I do like their curling cream, and I do use it off and on. They also have a really great hairspray that's really nice to use, and I do use it as well. Another mousse I like is the Suave Professionals line. This would be drugstore. I think it's about $6 a can, because the Colorproof line is pretty spendy. The mousse is $22, the curling cream is $22, so that can get a little pricey. They do last a long time, and they are really great products, which is why I go ahead and spend the money on them. If you're looking for something a little more low end, this is a great product. It's their volumizing mousse. Works really well. I like it a lot. They also have a hairspray that is a 24-hour hold that I also like, but because I use hairspray to style my hair, it can be drying and I can get a little bit of buildup. So I do use them, but not as often as I use the Colorproof line. I really am enjoying that right now. And then as far as hairspray goes, again, I'm using the Colorproof Ultra Marathon hairspray. It is very water soluble, so it washes out easily. It's not drying to the hair. It adds a lot of shine. Great hairspray to use for styling your hair. Has nice hold to it as well, but I find that on days that are really humid, or if it's raining, I need a little something extra, and then on those days I will just add a final coat of either the Suave 24-hour hold or the Big Sexy Hair. I like both of them, but like I said, because they are long-lasting hold and they help control humidity, they can leave buildup on the hair if you use too much of them too often. And I use a lot of hairspray, so I tend to just use it as a topper on days where it's humid and wet outside. Tools. Rat tail comb. The rat tail end, not the comb side, the rat tail end. And diffuser. Diffuser is a must. And for me, this style diffuser works the best. There are several different styles out there, but I like the cup shaped. The hairdryer that I have came with one that looks similar to this, but it's flatter on top, and it does not give me the nice curl structure that I get when I use this. So I put it, this is a universal, it's considered universal in that it will fit on just about any hairdryer. So I attach it to the end of my hairdryer, and I kind of let my curls fall into the cup and dry them like that, and just kind of move all over my head as I'm drying it. And I guess from them falling into the cup like that, it helps with their structure. That flatter surface does not work well for me. So really like this. As you can tell, it's pretty old too. My sister bought this for me at Sally's years ago. Still going strong. So gotta love that. So anyway, enough talk. Let's get started. Okay guys, here we go. You can tell I just got out of the shower. You can tell that my hair is still very wet. Now what you don't want to do with curly hair is take a towel and do one of these. You know how people tend to do this? You do not ever want to do that with curly hair. So what I do is when I'm at the end of my shower, I try to wring out my hair just by squeezing it as much of the water as I can, and then I just take my towel and kind of scrunch it to get more of the moisture out. Now they have special microfiber towels that are specifically for curly hair. I'm not invested in one. I really don't see the need to. I don't have too much trouble just using a regular towel, but you just want to scrunch. You don't ever want to rub. And if you want to try one of the microfiber towels, I'm sure they work great. Okay, so the next thing that I do is I take my big white toothpick. Well, first of all, we're gonna put hair oil, and this is my favorite oil that I've found so far, the OGX Argan Oil of Morocco Penetrating Oil. Like I've said before, they have two types, one for coarse and one for all hair types. I use one for all hair types. And what I did is put about a quarter size amount in my hands, and I'm just gonna kind of scrunch it through, especially where my hair tends to be driest, which is at the crown. And then I work it out to my ends, getting as much oil as possible off my hands onto my hair. And then scrunch it. Scrunching is really important with curly hair. Then I take my white toothpick and gently pick out all of the tangles. And I try not to pull, so I don't go from root to end and pull. I'm doing short strokes from the roots to the end. That helps detangle it easier. It doesn't pull on your hair, and it won't make it fragile and break off. And I'm kind of using my hand underneath to just kind of lift, and also working my fingers through my hair from the underside as well. And then I just kind of do it from all directions. So you're detangling your hair at the same time you are dispersing the oil. And as far as the amount of oil, it's going to depend on the length of your hair and how much hair you have. So you'll just have to play with amounts until you find an amount that works for you. But your hair should never feel greasy or weighed down. And that's why it's important to make sure you figure out what the texture of your hair is, because I've tried to use products designed for coarse curly hair and they don't work for me because my hair is so fine. I just have a lot of it and it's pretty curly. So just keep doing that till I feel like I have most of my tangles gone. And my hair is still really wet, especially on the ends. And that's really important, that your hair be pretty wet when you're doing this. Okay, that feels pretty good. So the next thing I do, I found that I'm using two products together that works best for me right now. So the first thing I'm gonna do is use my curling cream. And it only takes a little bit for me, and I have a lot of hair, but I only use like a pea-size amount. That's all I use. So then I just rub that through my hands, or on my hands, and then I'm going to disperse it through my hair. Now, I want most of it kind of at the crown area because that's where I need more lift, and I need more help there. So I put most of it there and then I work it through my ends. And then I scrunch. Fluffing up the curls. Getting them into their natural shape. Then the next product I use is the Curly Locks mousse. Now I really like the mousse, and I tend to gravitate toward mousses. But this mousse, it makes really beautiful, soft curls, but it doesn't really give me a lot of lift at the crown. So that's why I use the cream and the mousse together. That seems to be a good combination for me. And then I use about a golf ball size of that. Just kind of get it all over my hands. And again, just kind of work it through your hair, scrunching. Kind of work it through a little bit, especially the crown. Now, my hair is still really wet and it would take forever for me to dry it if I just went to the blow dryer right now at this point. So what I do at this point is I take my towel again and just kind of let the hair fall into the towel, and I'm scrunching and getting the towel to absorb more of the moisture so it doesn't take me so long to blow dry my hair. And this also gives your hair a chance to absorb the products. Again, you don't ever want to do one of these numbers and rub. Don't ever rub curly hair. Just kind of scrunch and hold it in place to absorb some of the moisture. And when it's no longer dripping, I feel like I'm ready to blow dry. So here we go. Okay, we're gonna do some multitasking. We're gonna stretch our hamstrings while we blow dry our hair. Now, this step is really important if you want to maintain the integrity of your curls. I don't mess with it too much. I take my hairspray and I just give it a light spray because I need lift. I have big hair. And I just kind of scrunch it, and I'm gonna let my curls cool completely before I style them. So typically what I do when I'm at this point is I go and do my makeup, which takes me about 10 minutes. By that time, my curls have completely cooled and I'm ready for styling. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm going to go put my makeup on and I'll bring you back and show you how I finish it off. She's back and looking a little more presentable, don't you think? Okay, so my curls have completely cooled, and I did put a little bit of hairspray on, as you saw. So now we're gonna start fluffing and styling. And I use my big wide toothpick, and I use not the comb end, but the rat tail end of a rat tail comb. Now, my sister, who's a hairdresser, cringes every time I fix my hair because, and most hairdressers do, they do back combing underneath with a comb. I don't do that because my hair is fine, and if I do that, it's just a tangled mess underneath. And because my hair is fine, it tends to fall anyway, and that does not work for me. So I'm going to show you what does seem to work for me. At least this is the best way I have found to keep the integrity of my curls. And all hairdressers everywhere will be cringing. Anyway, what I do is I take a section of my hair, and I'm going to start teasing gently, lifting underneath with my wide toothpick. And I'm gonna make my hair bigger than what I want it to end up being, because it does fall. And I go to the other side. And really, I'm really picking up underneath more so than the top. Now, most people will tell you when you have curly hair, you need to leave it alone and not mess with it. That doesn't work for me because my hair is fine. So once I get some fluff there, then to get some height, I pick up where you would have a little bit of a bump, hold it with my other hand like that, and then I'm gonna do like they do underneath with back combing, ratting, teasing, whatever you want to call it, but I do it on top to get some lift there. And then use a little spray, and then use my rat tail to lift. And then I usually do one of two things. You can either, most of the time I'm in a hurry and I just do it like that and tease again, or you can tease both sides if you want a little bit of a part there. But today, to be quick, I just go in to try to get a little bit of lift in the front as well. Now, my favorite hairstyling product is Hairspray. And that's what gives my hair nice lift and hold, really. So it's important to invest in a good hairspray that does not dry out your hair. And then I just kind of use my fingers to scrunch and style my curls. Give them some lift. And then my hair tends to get tangled up underneath, so I do pull from underneath, make sure I'm not getting a ball back there. And I lift. Sorry, I hope I'm not getting too out of frame because I'm trying to use the mirror behind as well, so I can see a little better than in my little viewfinder. Just try to use my fingers. I try not to mess with them too much because the more you mess with your curls, the fuzzier they'll get. And we're trying to avoid that if we can. So, as you can tell, this is why I like Hairspray. You can spray. So you want a hairspray that's got some good hold to it, but not a freezing spray, because I'm using it to style with. Okay, when I have my curls pretty much how I want them, I don't have a whole lot of lift right here. So I'm gonna try to lift that a little more. But like I said, the less you mess with it, the better off you are as far as keeping it frizz-free, which is the goal. Hard to do, to be completely frizz-free, but yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So when I'm done styling, and I do use another mirror usually, it's hard to do showing you guys, but I do usually use another mirror and just look at the back of my hair to make sure that I don't have a hole and that it lays nice. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but there are sometimes when women tease their hair to get that bump, then they have a hole and it's not blended. I don't like that. So I try to make sure it's all blended, and then I go in one more time with one final spray. Oops. Scrunch. And I'm done. Now, the hairspray that I use is very water soluble, which is good in that it provides a lot of shine and it's good for your hair. It doesn't dry out your hair. So if it's a really humid day or if it's raining outside, I'll use another hairspray that has more hold, like Big Sexy Hair, kind of as a topper, because these are a hairspray that says it's got 24-hour hold. Those are good just as a final spray to help keep your hair a little more humidity resistant. But I don't like to use them for styling like you just watched me do, because they can cause buildup on your hair and they're also more drying. So just, if I wanted to do that, just give those final spray, that, scrunch, and yeah, we're done. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with me today. Appreciate all you other curly haired girls out there, and I really want to encourage you to embrace your curls. Quit flat ironing them. Having curly hair is a blessing, and it's really great. It doesn't take as much time really when you have curly hair to style your hair as it does to do all that curling or flat ironing, and it's just better for your hair to just embrace what God gave you. So I want to encourage you today to do that. Embrace what God gave you. Figure out if you have coarse curly hair or if you have fine curly hair. Experiment with different products to see what works for you, because everyone's hair is different. So you really have to get out there and kind of explore different products that are for your hair type, to find what works for you. But I hope you got something out of today's video. I hope there was something informative and that you learned something, maybe some of the products I use or ones that you might want to try. And I appreciate you coming along with me today. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the fun we're having here. And I hope to see you next time for another beauty tutorial or great recipe or lots of other fun things I have coming up on my channel, and I would love for you to join me. So I'll see you next time. Have a great day.